Hey everyone, welcome back to Daily Tuition. In this tutorial, we're gonna learn how to create React cards using Bootstrap. We will understand how to create a reusable component to create the cards and how to use it multiple times. We're also going to learn how to create the zoom effect on these card images. So, let's get started. So first, we need to create a React project. I had opened a directory in VS Code editor, and in this directory, I had created a new React project. To create a new React project, you need to first install Node.js in your local system. Once you've done that, open the terminal. So just go to View and just select this integrated terminal. The shortcut to open this integrated terminal is Ctrl+tilde. Once you open this terminal, you need to create your new project. Once you open your integrated terminal, check the npm version. So I will just say here npm -v, right? And just press enter. When you enter, you will get your npm version on the terminal. So you can see here I have 6.8 version of Node. So to create a React project, I can use npx. So I will just say here npx create React app and just specify your React application name. So I will just say here React cards, right? And just press enter. I already done that, so I don't need to execute this command again. If you use npm version 5.1 or earlier, you can't use npx. Instead, install the create React app globally and just create your new React application like this. So I'll just get rid of this statement, and in case if you have 5.1 or earlier version of Node.js, then to create a React application, you need to say npm install -g to install this package globally and just say here create React app, right? And just execute this command. Once you execute this command, just after that, you need to create your React application. So just say create React app and just specify new React application name. So I will just say here React cards. You are free to specify any name for your application, right? And just execute this command. This will create a new React application in your working directory. You can see here I have a later version of 5.1. So I'm not going to execute this command. Instead, I will say npx create React app and just specify my new React application name, React cards. Once you've done that, press enter to create your new React application. Once you create your React application, we need to execute that application. I will just execute this application, so I will just get rid of this statement, and here I will first enter into this application directory. So I will just say here change directory and just specify a name of my application directory. So I will just say here React cards, right? And just after that, you just need to say here npm start. So this command will start the development server on localhost 3000. So you can see here the rotating React logo, and your application is running on localhost 3000, right? Just close this terminal. And now we'll get started and create a first React component. So I will first select the source directory, and in this directory I will create a new directory and name it cards, right? And in this directory I will create a new file and name this file cardui.jsx. Now let's create a new component. To create a new component, I will use a functional component. To represent a component, I will use functional component. So I will just import the React module. I will just say import React from and just specify React module here, right? And now I will create a functional component here. So I will say constant card is equal to and specify parameter for this functional component. So I will just say props and just create ES6 function here. And just export this function as default, right? Now, just after that, in this function, you need to return something. So we just say here return. And to return multiple statement, I will wrap this in this parenthesis. Now in this return statement, I will create a division tag with Bootstrap classes. But before we use Bootstrap classes in this application, we need to install the Bootstrap framework. So just open the terminal. So I will just say Ctrl tilde. This will open the terminal. just click on this new terminal icon, right? And in this terminal, just say cd and specify your React card. Once you enter in your React project folder, just specify here npm install -save to save this package as a dependency, and just specify Bootstrap here, right? And to install the latest version of Bootstrap, just specify @latest and press enter to install this package. Now you can see the Bootstrap package is installed. You can find this package in node modules folder right here. You can see here we have a Bootstrap package right here. Now I want to import the Bootstrap file in my application. So I will just close this terminal and open the index file. So I'm going to just minimize this node modules and open index.js file. In this file, I will just say import. Now here, I will just select my bootstrap.css file. So I'm going to just say here double quote and just specify double dot here to select the root path of my application and just specify / here. Then select node modules, the Bootstrap folder, the dict folder, and in this dict folder you can find your Bootstrap CSS files right here. From these files, I want this bootstrap.mean.css file. So I will just select this file here. Now you can use any CSS class in your React application and just back to your card component right here. Now in this return statement, I will first create a division tag and specify a class card. Along with that, I want to align my all text center, so I will add text center class of Bootstrap and just press tab. So this will create a division tag with the class name card and text center. Now in this division tag, I will create a new div with overflow class. And here I will create an image tag, and in the source, I will specify my images. So I will just select my source directory and create a new folder and name this assets. And now in this folder, I will copy and paste some images. So I will just select these images, copy it and paste it in the source directory, and just select the asset folder and just paste these images right here. So now you can see you have 3 images in this folder. Now we're gonna use these images in this component. We need to import that image file in this file. So I will just say here import image1 from, and just specify the root path, select the asset folder and name of your image, right? And just after that, here in the source attribute right here, get rid of this double quote, specify curly braces, and in this curly braces I will specify this image1 here, right? And just specify name image1. Save this file and just open index.js file, and in this file just import from cards folder and just specify card UI file name. And just after that, just render this card in this render method right here. Save the changes, and if you open the React application, we have an image here, right? Just open the card component right here. Just after this overflow division tag, I will create here a division tag and just specify a class card body. Along with that, I will just say text dark, right? And in this division tag, I will create h4 heading tag and just specify class card title and specify a card title here. So I will just say card title. And now I will just specify paragraph and specify class card text. Along with that, I will specify text secondary class to this paragraph. So I will say text secondary, and in this paragraph I will add some demo text. So to add the demo text, I will just say lorem 20, right? And just after this paragraph, I will create an anchor tag, and in the href attribute I will specify hash, and for the text I will say go anywhere. And also I want to specify a class name, so I will just specify here btn outline success. this is a Bootstrap class to glorify the button. Save the changes. And if you open the React application, you can see here you have a card and this text with this Go Anywhere button. Now I want to create 3 cards on the same row. To do that, I will create a new file here. I will select the card folder and create a new file and name this file cards, right? And specify extension JSX. Now in this file, I will first import the React and the component module. So I will say imrc. So this will import the React and the component module for me. And then I'm going to import this card component in this file. So I will say import card from card UI. Now just after that, here I will just create a component class. So I will say CSS. So this will create a simple component class for me with the class and the export statement. Now in this class, I will get rid of this constructor. And in this return statement, I will create a division tag and add some Bootstrap classes. So I will just say here container fluid. So this class will specify 100% width for this division tag. Then we're gonna add deflex and just say justify content center. So using the flex, we will just center all the content on the document. Just after that, here I will just create a row, and in this row I'm going to create 3 columns. So I will just create a division tag here and create call md4. So this is my first column. Copy this statement, paste it here and paste it here. So this will create 3 equal columns for me, right? Now in the first column right here, I will just call this card component. So I'm going to just say here card, right? And just close it. I will do the same in this second column as well, right here. And I will do the same for this third column as well. And now I don't want to render this component, except I want to render this component. So I'm going to open index.js file, get rid of this statement and say here import card from, and just specify here cards and just specify cards here, right? So I want to render this component in this render method, right? So now you can see here you have 3 images here. Now I want to specify some height and width for this image. So I will back to card component. Right here in this card component, for the image tag, I will specify a class name and just say card img top. Save the changes, and when you run that, you can see here you have an image for these cards, right? Now the time is to specify some style to these cards. So I will just create here a new file and name this file card style.css, right? And in this file I will just specify body and specify gradient color to this body. So I will just say background and I will add radial gradient. So in this gradient I will specify some hex value. So I will just specify here E5 E5 E5, the first gradient color. Then I will specify the second gradient color, and then I will specify the third gradient color. Save the changes, and just after that, just link this file to this card component right here. So I will just say here import single quote and just specify card style.css, right? Save the changes, and when you open the development server, you have a gradient color to this background. Now just after that, I will specify some style to this card. So I will select the cards and just specify width 20 rem. Along with that, I want to add hover effect to this card. So I will just say card hover. And here I want to specify some shadow effect to this card. When we hover over the cards, I want some shadow effect. So I will just say here box shadow and specify values. So I will say 5 pixel, 10 pixel, 20 pixel and 1 pixel, and specify RGB A color. And here I will say 0, 0 and say 0.5. 253, right? And to override the default CSS property of Bootstrap, you need to say here exclamation mark and say important, right? So this will override the default CSS property of Bootstrap. Save the changes. So now when you hover on these cards, you can see this shadow effect. Now just after that, I will just select the card body and specify padding 3 rem and 0. And to apply this CSS property, I will say important. And just after that, right here, I will select the card text and add font size 0.9 rem. Along with that, I will add padding to it 0.4 rem and 1.9 rem. Save the changes and you can see this type of card here. And just after that, I will select the container fluid and select the row and add some padding to the top. So I will say 6 rem here. So this will add some padding right here. Now you can notice here, using a same component will render the same image, title and the paragraph text. Now I want to control this text and the paragraph. I want different image and text for different cards. So we need to solve this problem by specifying property to the card. So whenever you call the card component, you can specify different image and different text to it. So I will just create a simple property for this functional component. So I'm going to back to my card component right here and just get rid of this image, right? And except specifying this image, I will just say here, I will just create a property using props and just create image property here. So I will just say img source, right? Get rid of this import statement because this statement is not needed now. Save the file. And now just open the card.jsx file and in this file just import the image. So I will just say here import img1 from and just specify my image here. So I will just specify my root path, the asset folder and my image here. So the first image is going to be this. And just after that, to this card component, I will just specify a property img source and the value is going to be this image, right? So I will specify here image 1. And just after that, what I'm going to do is I will just import the second image img2 from asset and just specify the second image here. Along with that, I will import my third image as well. So I will just say img3 from and specify my third image here, right? And just after that, I will specify the image source property to the second card. So I will just say img source and specify a value img2. So I will specify this image to this second card. And then for the third card, right here, I will just say img source is equal to img3. Save the changes. You can see we have 3 different images, right? Now I want to change this text as well. So we just back to the card component right here and just get rid of this card title and just specify here curly braces and create a property title, right? Save this file, back to the card component and right here you can specify the card title for the first, second and third card. So I'm going to just specify here title and the value is going to be a string value. So I will say console. I will just copy this property, paste it in the second card right here and just change the text to playground and just paste this property right here and change the text to adventure, right? Save the changes and you can see you have a different title here, right? If you want to specify different paragraph, you can do the same method, right? I'm not going to change this paragraph text, so I will just leave this as it is and move on to create zoom effect on these images. So I will just open the CSS file and in this file, I will first select this image. So I will select this image using this class, right? So I will just say here card img top and specify transform scale 1 And then when we hover on this image, I want to scale this image. So I will say transform scale 1.8, right? Save the changes. And when you hover on this image, you can see this type of effect. Now I want to hide this overflow content. So I will just say here overflow and specify overflow hidden. So you can see when we hover on this image, the property value is quickly changed. I want to smoothly change this property value. So I will just add here in this card image top class transition, and I want to specify this transition property through this transform property. So I will say transform, specify second, so I will just say 0.5 second is, right? Save the changes, and when you hover on this image, you can see this type of effect. Now it's perfect. I want to add some shadow to this card, so I will back to card component, and right here to this card I will say shadow bootstrap class, right? Save the changes, and you can see here we have 3 cards here, right, with shadow. And when you hover on this image, you can see this beautiful zoom effect. So that's it. I hope you understand how to create this amazing React card using Bootstrap. Like this video if you find anything useful, subscribe us to get latest videos, and don't forget to share this video with your friends. That is all for now. I will see you in the next tutorial.